Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open a truly mind-bending book, Robert Anton Wilson's Prometheus Rising. Think of it as a user's guide to your own brain, a guide that basically challenges you to grab the controls.
So let's just start with the biggest question of all, one that this book forces you to ask yourself. Are you actually experiencing reality as it is? Or are you, maybe, just watching a movie that your own brain is projecting for you? Well, Wilson's answer is pretty clear. It's the movie. And this right here is the master key to the whole thing. This one simple idea explains so many weird things about why we humans act the way we do. It's the core principle of how we build our world, and trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay, so how does that actually work? Wilson's first huge idea is that none of us, not a single one, gets to see the world directly. We're all looking at it through a very specific and a very personal set of filters. He calls this filter a reality tunnel, and it's built out of everything. Every single belief you hold, every experience you've had, every deep-seated impression that's been made on you since you were born. This tunnel is what decides what you even notice, what you completely ignore, and what you think is true or false about the world. But here's the critical part you have to remember. Your reality tunnel is just a model of the world. It isn't the world itself. You know, like they say, the map is not the territory. And confusing our own personal map for the real thing, well, that's where so much trouble starts. So if we're all building these reality tunnels, what's the machinery inside our heads that's actually doing the construction? Wilson breaks it down into two parts that work together in a pretty fascinating way. So meet the thinker and the prover. The thinker is the creative part. It's the part that just comes up with ideas and beliefs. But the prover is like a super loyal but not so bright assistant. Its only job is to go out into the world and find proof that whatever the thinker just decided is 100% correct. And you can see how this tag team works, right? If your thinker decides people just can't be trusted, your prover immediately starts scanning for any evidence of betrayal. It will literally filter out all the times people were kind or helpful. The prover doesn't care about objective truth. It only cares about proving the thinker right. Want to test this out for yourself? You can actually run a little experiment on your own prover. Just decide and really believe that you are going to find a quarter on the street. Picture it. Then just go about your day. Your prover, now that it has its orders, will start scanning your environment until, bam, there one is. Is it magic, or is it just selective attention? You know, the book kind of says, does it even matter which one it is? Okay, but Wilson goes even deeper. He gives us this sort of wiring diagram for the human brain that he calls the 8-circuit model. We're just going to look at the first two because they are the oldest and, frankly, the most powerful ones. So let's start with circuit 1. This is the bedrock. This is the base hardware that's been running since the second you were born. This is the biosurvival circuit. It cares about one thing and one thing only, staying alive. It's constantly scanning. Is that safe? Can I eat that? Is that a threat? It's the part that makes you jump out of the way of a car before you're even consciously aware of it. And it operates at an unbelievable speed, way below conscious thought. I mean, think about it. A monkey in the wild has a fraction of a second to figure out if that shape in the distance is a predator, a potential mate, or lunch. That's your biosurvival circuit right there, making life or death calls in an instant. All right, next up, we have Circuit 2, because once basic survival is more or less handled, a whole new game starts, and that game is all about power. This is the emotional territorial circuit. This is basically our inner mammal, and it is obsessed with status. Who's in charge here? Where do I fit in the pack? This circuit is what governs all those raw emotions tied to being dominant or submissive, and it shapes our ego and our place in the tribe. And you know, depending on our earliest experiences, most of us tend to default to one of these 4 basic roles in any social situation. Are you the strong, confident lion, the helpful but submissive angel, the resentful bull, or the dominant eagle? These are like automatic reflexes, playing out all the time. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little bleak, right? If our beliefs just prove themselves and our behaviors are just these ancient programs, are we totally stuck? Is there any real chance for change? Well, here's where the book gets really hopeful. The answer is a massive, resounding yes. Wilson isn't just pointing out the problem, he's giving us the tools to fix it. See, the key thing is that just being aware of this stuff is the first step to taking control. Once you understand the circuits and the whole thinker-prover thing, you can stop being a robot run by old software, and you can start becoming the programmer.
Wilson calls this amazing skill metaprogramming. It's the ability to step outside your own reality tunnel, take a look at how it's built, and then decide which parts you want to keep and which parts you want to tear down to build something new. It's about consciously choosing your reality.
Here's a powerful way to try this. Just imagine for a second that you're in a magic room, and there's a computer in there that knows absolutely everything. Now ask it to show you the world through the eyes of someone you really dislike or disagree with. Ask it to show you their reality tunnel. This simple act is an incredible metaprogramming technique. It literally forces your brain to build a new model, and that weakens the grip of your old one.
And this whole journey, from understanding our reality tunnels to learning how to reprogram them, it all leads to one final, truly profound conclusion. The book leaves us with this famous Zen riddle. It sounds pretty simple, right? Who is the divine being who makes the grass green? But the answer points to the very source of how we experience reality itself. The answer. It isn't some god out there, and it's not even a physical process like photosynthesis. The answer is the consciousness that's asking the question. It's your brain that takes in photons of light and creates the experience of green. You are the one making the grass green. And when you really, truly get that, that is the first step to becoming your own programmer and taking control of the fire.